This is Dr. Jeff here in Costa Rica, beautiful Rythmia Life Advancement Center. So today, I want to talk about something that we deal with all the time with our guests, and that a lot of you guys, before you come to Rythmia, often are facing. There's a concept in psychology and psychiatry called dissociation. And what it means is that if you're not plugged into yourself and you are what I like to call in a state of sort of being numb or not connected to your authentic self, then you can be what's called dissociated. And there's severities and more mild components. But for most people, it's a feeling of walking through life kind of with no purpose and not feeling connected to what you're actually doing. And there's very severe cases of dissociation that are based on a whole lot of trauma and other things. So that's not like the norm. That does happen to some people, but a dissociative identity disorder is what I'm talking about. But most people have a certain level of dissociation. They can still manage their life a bit. They can still be successful in certain things, but they don't feel connected to it. They feel like they're watching someone else live their life. So what that leads to is people seeking therapy, people seeking medications, people using drugs and alcohol to kind of remedy it, people being unhappy, and it just kind of goes on until they reach a breaking point where they've just had enough. And unfortunately, the system that I was taught in grad school in public health and also in psychology and in anthropology, even to some degree of medical anthropology that I was studying, there's a system that's set up in the Western world that helps people become stable, but then it doesn't really help them resolve their issues. So getting somebody stable is very important if they're feeling high risk or if they're in a crisis. So I believe that the Western model stabilizes people very well. But after that, how do you address the underlying causes of their depression or their addiction or their sadness? How do you address the anxiety? Like, what is it about? And the system that is in the West is often, it lacks in some of these abilities. So what I really like about what we're doing at Rythmia, and there's other modalities in the world that do this, is that we're looking at the core self. We're looking at who you really are as a person and how do you plug back in and become not dissociated? How do you become connected? And there's a lot of ways to do this in the world that exists. Meditation's one, spiritual mind treatments are another, meditation is one. I said that yoga is another one, is what I meant. And plant medicine is another one for some people that qualify. So plant medicine plugs you into yourself. It helps you see who you've become. It helps you reunite with your soul, and it helps you heal all the traumas and all the things you've been going through. Now, this is a lot of work because plant medicine works very fast. And again, if you're open to it, some people can be guarded and resistant, and we all are to some degree, even on plant medicine. But the more you can prepare to be open, the better the process will be for you. So what I'm trying to get at for this discussion today in this Facebook Live is let's stop going through the motions of life without feeling the joys and the benefits of life. Let's go through life and feel more. And in order to do that, you have to plug into yourself and you have to get past all the traumas and all the difficult things you've dealt with, all the guilt you might have, all the shame, all that stuff that you've been holding on to for so many years. You know, you've become a money-making machine to a lot of people, whether that's corporate America or corporate governments around the world, or pharmaceutical industries, or the healthcare professions and therapists and whatever. And again, those people are all good intended and have great skills and are very good. However, they can lead you down a path that you need to do the work, and they can point you in the direction you need to go. They can also provide an environment of safety. But at the end of the day, you have to do the work. And that's what Rythmia is about. You doing your own work. That's why we're here. That's what I do every day. I provide an environment of safety, and I nudge people down this road that they do their own work, so they're empowered as individuals. It's very important to be empowered as a person. And then you can't be manipulated. And then you can't be coerced to do things or buy things that aren't necessary, or to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on healthcare that you don't need and it's not helping you anymore. So let's have you come down to Rythmia and check this out. Thanks for listening. See you next Monday. Pura vida.